Welcome to Wednesday Debate with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International. As we are celebrating in Egypt Women Empowerment, we are celebrating the International Women Day. We're talking women empowerment and the New Republic. As we all know, the great women of Egypt are always celebrated, as His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi refers to Egyptian women as Azimat Misr, viewing them nationwide and also representing Egypt internationally. In that regard, the New Republic strategy concerning women empowerment is mainly involving significant components, among them the women's rights to have access to the opportunities, resources, the right to have power in order to control their own lives. They're also their ability to influence the direction of social change and to achieve and create more just social and economic order. The society evolved outright in a positive way, creating a vibrant and inclusive society with more participation of women in every walk of life and also in the field of decision making, in all kinds of activities. Egypt's new republic managed to achieve a sustainable path of development nationwide. They are celebrated, they are honored, they are appreciated. The upcoming report is going to highlight Her Excellency Mrs. Intisar al-Sisi, the First Lady, attending the celebration of International Women's Day and honoring some of the Egyptian women for their contributions to the society. Let's watch.
Egypt's First Lady Intisar al-Sisi voiced her happiness for attending the International Women's Day celebrations, marked on March 8th. Honoring a number of women who made a change in their local communities as well as influential female professionals. Lady Intisar al-Sisi stated that President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has been keen over the past years to give attention to the status of Egyptian women and to appreciate their role in society. As a result, today women assume vital positions that were not available for them in the past. The First Lady expressed her appreciation for every woman in the globe, and the Egyptian women in particular, calling on young Egyptian women to never give up on their dreams. Throughout the celebration, Mrs. Intisar al-Sisi honored a number of Egyptian women who succeeded in their careers despite life's hardships. For instance, the First Lady honored Amal Ismail, the Egyptian woman who obtained the master's degree at the age of 80 years old. Also, Her Excellency honored Maryam Hanna, a female carpenter living in Minya in Upper Egypt. It's worth mentioning that President al-Sisi had instructed the government to set an action plan to boost women's excellence professionally. He also urged expanding economic and social support offered to female breadwinners as well as female senior citizens in border governorates. President al-Sisi always expresses appreciation for women, lauding the tremendous efforts deployed by mothers, stressing that the strength of Egyptian women is behind the glory of the homeland.
تحية تقدير خاصة للمرأة المصرية العظيمة، بنات وسيدات النيل وصانعات السعادة والنماء، عظيمات مصر. إن تطور ورقي أي مجتمع إنما يقاس بدرجة تطوره الثقافي والأخلاقي والمعرفي، ويرتبط ارتباطا وثيقا بتطور ثقافة ووعي المرأة ومساهماتها الفاعلة في بناء المجتمع وتنميته. وتستمر مسيرة كفاح المرأة لتحصل على حق الانتخاب وممارسة الحقوق السياسية كاملة، وقبل ذلك الحق في التعليم وشغل أي من المناصب والوظائف العامة، وصولا لهذا اليوم الذي نرى فيه المرأة في جميع ميادين العمل الوطني. إن المرأة المصرية أثبتت جيلا بعد جيل وعلى مدار التاريخ المصري الطويل أنها طرف أساسي في معادلة الوطن.
اليوم الدولي للمرأة 8 مارس.
إن الجزء الأكبر من عظمة هذا الوطن قد استمده من روعة المرأة المصرية. فالمرأة المصرية كانت ولا زال حالة فريدة تحمل طباعاً خاصة وتحمل بين طياتها البسيطة تفاصيل عظيمة. وقد ضربت المرأة المصرية أروع الأمثلة في شجاعتها وقدرتها على التحدي حين أصرت على المضي قدما في مواجهة أعداء الوطن، ولم تخش إرهابهم وعنفهم، بل قدمت أعزائها زوجا وابنا وأخا فداء لهذا الوطن العظيم. السيدات والسادة، إن الواجب الوطني والمسؤولية أمام التاريخ تحتم علينا أن نسرع الخطى في تمكين المرأة والحفاظ على حقوقها ووضعها في المكان التي تليق بقيمتها وقدراتها. سيدات مصر العظيمات، تحية وإجلالا للمرأة المصرية، صوت ضمير الأمة والحارس على وجدان الوطن. وكانت سعادتي تمتزج بفخر بالغ وأنا أشاهد معكم تلك النماذج المشرفة والعلامات المضيئة من الرموز النسائية المصرية في شتى المجالات والقطاعات.
لم أكن يوما ما وراء مكسب المادي، ولكني استثمرت دمي وشبابي في تربية النشء.
نفسي أشوفك.
وأنا ليه الشرف.
والله كان نفسي أشوفك يا سعادة الرئيس.
ولا أظنني أبالغ إن قلت إن الجزء الأكبر من عظمة هذا الوطن قد استمده من روعة المرأة المصرية.
Welcome back. The Egyptian women are enjoying unique and unprecedented gains in the new republic, as the Egyptian state is really keen on launching strategies, initiatives, and community programs that support women and contribute to building their capacities, as long as empowering them politically, economically, and socially. We're really honored to have with us one of Azimat Masr, one of the great women of Egypt, Dr. Loula Zaklama, the founder of the first Egyptian communication agency. Dr. Zaklama, thank you so much for joining Nile TV.
My pleasure, Tagreed. Great to be with you again. It's been a long time.
Thank you so much, and we're really glad to have you while we remember together moments of pride where His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi honored you as one of the great women of Egypt, and for your contribution to your society throughout a very rich career, Dr. Zaklama. And I guess that you really reap the fruit of the hard work. You reap the fruit with the sense of respect of your community, the honor, of course, by the president. Let us remember those precious moments, and I will discuss with you more concerning what do you think about the steps undertaken for women empowerment in the new republic. Dr. Loula.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me again, Tagreed. It's been a long time.
Yes, we really miss you. Hope all is fine on your side, Dr. Loula.
Alhamdulillah, everything is fine. Just speaking of women, my granddaughters are running the company now. Hello?
Yes, Dr. Loula, we are with you. Yes, we're talking about the moments of pride honored by His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Yeah.
I think, to be honest with you, Tagreed, I have, as you know, alhamdulillah, thanks to God, I have been honored several times in the States and in Europe and in the communication industry as a whole. But the crown on my head was to be honored by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. This was the moment in my life which was to me the greatest reward I had for my hard work.
Yes.
Yes,
and definitely those were moments of pride, and just a little reminder, as we see now on screen also, a recap of Her Excellency, the First Lady, Mrs. Intisar al-Sisi, honoring also a number of Egyptian women and figures and intellectuals, and those who are really pioneering in community service. So the sense of recognition, Dr. Loula, is very important.
Yes. I must tell you, Tagreed, in all honesty, as I told you before, when to be honored in other communities in other countries, it has nothing to do with being honored in your own country. I remember that day very vividly what happened when His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi gave me this. I went up to the stage to receive it, and I told him, "Shukran, ya friend." And he replied ever so eloquently, "It is I who thanks you for everything you're doing for the country." My daughter, Dina, came up to the stage and gave me flowers, and we all cried.
Yes, those were moments of honor and pride, and you are a real icon, Dr. Loula, in the field of communication, and being the founder of the first Egyptian communication agency, while we are encouraging actually Egyptian women on the path of empowerment. We know, of course, that throughout the path there were challenges, but still there was a sense of determination and a sense of a will to continue and to proceed. Tell us more about this story of success, because your story, Dr. Loula, is very inspiring also for other women around the world to follow suit.
Okay, Habibti. Thank you so much, Tagreed. There is so much richness in my life that I want to really communicate to all the young ones, the young women. I don't want these young women to be looking and saying, "Oh, it's hard, business is slow, مش عارف إيه," and all this. Just look at the positive side of life. The fact that you're waking up in the morning and you are walking well, and there is a sunshine which is there brightening the sky. This is all blessings that we do not take for granted. The next thing I want to communicate, this is the most important message that we have. The second thing is what contributed to my success was never, ever stop learning. There is no such thing as I know it all.
Yes.
Once you say I know it all, then you're finished, because you're not going to stop. You cannot stop learning.
Yeah.
Until this day, and you know me for many years, I still am learning.
Yes, that's great, because, you know, learning is a continuous process and a great reflection. And I know, Dr. Loula, that you believe in the youth. We are really honored to have our president believing in the youth, and definitely the youth of Egypt. All the youth, gentlemen and young ladies, we see them today in the decision-making process. It's very important, Dr. Loula, this sense of belief. How can this be transformative, in your opinion, for the young ladies' lives and for such inspiring idols like yourself, giving them advice in that respect?
I have a lot to give to the society, because I started my career when I was very young, and it was very hard to establish something in communication which was far away from all the other disciplines in the country. But I always looked up to icons. I started looking at how strong women were, starting from Hatshepsut down to, and all through the ages, women have been so strong, and they have been greatly influenced by their for their husbands, like Nefertari. If you look through history, this has come. Our strength, alhamdulillah, is our faith in God, number one. Number two, it's the heritage of our ancestors. Number three is continuous learning. And this I say to all the young people: if you have these three attributes, faith in God is number one. Number two, continuous learning. And number three, just go on and believe in yourself.
Yes, definitely believing in yourself, and today we see a sense of investment in women empowerment. We're talking also, Dr. Loula, how this leads to sustainability, sustainable development. The link between women empowerment and sustainability is very important.
Yes, we have some brilliant women in the government, in the parliament, in the media.
Thank you so much.
We have some powerful women all over. In every single sector, you see brilliant women. And I was really inspired by some great women in our country, like the Allah Yarhamha, Dr. Saad Sawaf, and other women in my life that have really inspired me.
Yeah.
But also, on the other hand, we must not neglect the role of the husband in success.
Yes, definitely. It was great having you, Dr. Loula. Thank you so much. The founder of the first Egyptian communication agency. Due respect to this rich career and your long journey that is worth it of respect and appreciation and admiration. I would say congratulations, Dr. Loula, on International Women's Day. Congratulations,
Thank you very much. Give hope to the young girls. Keep fighting, girls.
Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. Well, we are continuing our discussion celebrating International Women's Day here on Nile TV International. Short break and we'll be back.